everyone. Today we got to play Paint the Roses. So this is a brand new release Kickstarter. We just got it in the mail last week. So super excited. So let's talk about this game.
Our second Alice one in just
I know.
a few weeks.
It's like his.
I'm gonna be spoiled. I'm gonna be expecting more Alice every week or so.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. All right, so if you'd like to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell because you like board games.
Or Alice, apparently, because we're becoming the Alice board game channel.
No. Anyway, guys, Randy, can you tell us a little bit more about Painting the Roses?
So, first of all, happy Derby Day, everyone. It probably won't be Derby Day when you see this video, but when we're recording it, it's Derby Day. Run for the roses, paint the roses. Yeah. That's why we chose it.
We're near Louisville, so we're like,
right. Well, not quite Louisville, but close. This game is a 2022 release, obviously. Board Game Geek rating of 7.7. Board Game Geek rank of 7,035. It's a 2 to 5 player game, 50 to 70 minutes in length average. That seems a little longer than what it actually took. Age 11 and up, I think that's probably about right. Designed by Ben Goldman, art by Jackie Davis, and published by North Star Games. Now, this has not come out retail yet, but the MSRP for the retail will be $39.99. But it won't have a lot of these nice pieces. This was the Deluxe Kickstarter version, and this cost $60. This version comes with these acrylic tiles, which are not in the retail, the inlaid board, the game tray storage, and then the expansion of the Escape the Castle decks, so all the second way of playing the game. So quite a bit added for the $60. So they won't be in the retail.
All right, so let's talk about quality of components. You know, like we said, this is the Kickstarter version. You have these beautiful acrylic tiles. Some of the placement specifically on the back are a little bit off, but nothing too horrible. As well as you do have this beautiful storage system. It was actually, honestly, breathtaking to see the whole thing, even in the storage system in and of itself. Card quality is really, really good. It has a very good linen finish. I think okay thickness due to the linen. You don't necessarily have the thickness that you normally have to have because the linen finish is such a high density. So that was really great. The wooden cubes are pretty generic, but they're fine. I love the color palette that they ended up choosing. We also have these beautiful miniatures. I can't wait to see what they look like painted. I think that'll be breathtaking. You have the rabbit, you have the 2 cards that were painting the roses, and then you have the queen. So that one, I can't wait to see what those look like painted. Overall, though, I think we got some excellent pieces. You know, the only little bit let down are the generic wooden cubes, but honestly, it's fine. Everything else is gorgeous. Yeah, you do really have a thick board.
I'll say this one suffers from the fact that it came out right after Wonderland's War was so amazing. I mean, this one is beautiful, but when you compare this to Wonderland's War, it's a night and day difference, and it's so sad because if this would have probably been a 10 for me if we hadn't just got Wonderland's War and rated it a 10. Yeah,
I mean, I think there's a lot of good things going on for here. I still think for the weight of game this is, it deserves a 10 because Wonderland Wars is a lot heavier than this game is supposed to be. And so I don't think that's a consideration due to the component, like the actual component quality itself is spot on. Like I said, the only slight bummer is the wooden cubes, but even then, you know, considering all the other great things, I'm going to give this a 9.5 for quality of components. Because everything they did do it well.
The wooden cubes don't bother me in the sense that these things have to be small so you can put them on the tiles. And you can play up to 6 players. So you're going to have potentially, 18 cubes or so on a tile. And that's just not going to work if you have anything bigger. I mean, even with the size we were at, with just 6 cubes, we were taking them off so we could see what was the picture underneath. So, I mean, I don't think there's anything you could do to make those better than the cubes they are.
Yeah, I know that. That's why I didn't ding it very, very much. So, yeah. Anyway.
So, yeah, I'm going to go with a 9.5 just because it's not quite Wonderland's War level. What? And I said I think Wonderland's War should have been an 11 because it was off the chart.
I have a question. So this is our Queen of Hearts, and she gets these
rose petals.
Rose petal bases.
Yeah, they don't set firmly in.
Okay, number 1, they don't set firmly in, but it's an Alice in Wonderland theme. Everything's wonky in her world, so I think maybe it's on purpose.
I don't know.
but I feel clumsy trying to make it work.
Yeah, trying to.
But
move
it didn't
around.
fall apart on the board or anything.
No, we kind of dragged him down the track, so we didn't have a problem too much with it. If you lift it, just try to grab the queen and pick it up. Sometimes they fall off, but it wasn't bad. Oh, they're staying now.
Yeah, I think it because of the. I think it's supposed to be that way.
Yeah.
So what was your number?
I was 9.5. Randy was 9.5. What do you think for quality of components?
Well, when we first started talking about it, I was kind of looking at these and trying to figure out if they were stamped crooked on purpose. Again, with the Alice in Wonderland, everything's wonky in her world. I don't know. It kind of bothered me a little bit. I'm just going to go with 8.5.
Okay, cool. All right, so now let's talk about theme. So this obviously is an Alice in Wonderland theme, and it is about the cards that are painting the roses red. I would put a song here.
Yes, you're probably picturing that song in your head right now.
Yeah,
so we're not going to do it for any kind of copyright infringement.
Correct.
But
understand that it is...
Or for losing viewers. Oh, sorry, just kidding.
But overall, just keep that in mind when you're playing it.
It's a very unique aspect of Alice. You don't see in any games. I mean, you see a lot of representation of Alice and the main characters, but you don't see the cards painting the flowers.
That's one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, I love that song so much. So for me, I'm like, of course, why wouldn't you be painting the roses red? So
You were having trouble just saying it without going into tune right there.
it really is very, very hard. All right. So overall, the theme is fine. You're having shrubbery of different colors, and you're trying to match the theme.
Well, I love that the queen's chasing you, and and you're kind of chasing the white rabbit, even though you really don't want to be. But
we never did talk about the white rabbit.
Well, we'll get to that during gameplay. But yeah,
what are we talking about now?
No.
What are we talking about now?
We're talking about
theme.
Theme. Okay.
And I think it's very thematic. I think it oozes theme. I think it's
drink me bottle.
It's intrinsic to the gameplay. And the actual, I would say the scoring of it more so. The game itself doesn't really have anything to do with Alice per se. It's just you're matching colors and patterns.
Yeah, it's a title placement matching game.
Yeah, it's really a logic puzzle.
Right, but it still oozes theme.
Yeah,
and the aspect, and I think the art is good. But talking about score-wise, theme, what would you give it?
I'm going to give it a 10. I mean, I think it captures the essence of something that's unique in the industry. I mean, you don't see the cards.
I think your Alice is showing your love for Alice is showing.
I know. Yeah, both of them are 10s as far as theme go, I think. I mean, this is beautiful. It captures the feel of that particular scene in the particular movie that we're not going to go into. But yeah, I think it really does draw into the gameplay, and I think it's a 10.
I don't think like the actual tile placement has a lot to do with the game. The scoring mechanism, correct. I'm not going to give this as high on theme. I'm probably going to give this an 8 on theme. It's good. The art is good. The scoring is very thematic. Not so much sold on the actual tile placement fitting in with the theme, but I get what they did and why they did it.
I'm not really an Alice fan. Don't come for
off
me.
With her head, I guess.
So, I think they did, from what I've seen of the movie or the books, I think they did an okay job. I'm going to agree with you. Did you say 8?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, Randy's love for Alice is showing. All right, so now moving on to actual rule book.
So the rule book, there's actually 2 rule books in the game because there's 2 ways of playing the game. There's the basic rule book, which is 16, 18, 20 pages long. And it's a small book. It's only about a quarter of the size, maybe a third of the size of the box. It's got a lot of nice examples in here on how to play the game, and it's really a simplistic game. There's not a lot of rules to it. It does go through, there's a really cute art in it. I mean, all the characters are really cute. And it does give you an example with each phase, which I liked. It tells you it tells you how to play it and then kind of goes in. There was still a little confusion on my part anyway, on how you actually play the cubes initially. But once we got through that first placement, we all got it. There is a 2-player variant in here and an expert variant. So you get a little flexibility in there, and that's not to even mention about the entire other way of playing the game. So I like that. There's a FAQ. They give you some cheat cards that it's really kind of pads that you can use to solve it as a true logic puzzle if you want to help you out if you're having difficulties. So I like all that. I think it's a really good rule book. I'll go ahead and give it probably a 9.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Now let's talk about the actual gameplay. So the gameplay is, if it is my turn, I'm going to make sure that I'll draw out of this bag, and I will place them here. And then I will have the opportunity to place a tile. Now, the thing is I have a secret pattern that I am trying to create so that people can guess it. So in this particular instance, I'm yellow to yellow. Now, I know, okay, so I've got a yellow one out here, so I'm going to take that yellow. I'm going to place it here. And because I have 3 that match, I have 3 yellow to yellow, I'm going to place 3 cubes here. Now, Randy has a different card. I don't know.
So mine is yellow to purple.
So there is no yellow to purple in this thing, so he's not going to put any cubes. Now,
I also have yellow to purple. Let me pick a different one.
Nope. Oh, you don't have to have one that matches.
Yeah, I do. Let's do, no, pink and diamond. Yeah, it's pink and diamond. Yeah, pink and diamond. All right. So because there's pink and diamond, there's only one pink and diamond. Yep, there you go. So, okay, so that's what it's going to look like. So we're going to go around. Now we're going to have to guess what each person's card, well, no, we only have to guess one of them, but the more you guess correctly, the more movement you get before the queen comes and takes your head. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. All right, so with that being said, so then, not me, I can't talk about my cubes, but they can openly discuss, hey, look, she has 3 cubes, so it's got to be the 3 things that are in common, which means yellow. It's got to be
yellow from the side, but then the tile we're on has a diamond and a yellow.
So then
now that would mean it could be diamond or yellow, but she has an easy card, and easy cards are only color to color, so we know it can't be diamond. So therefore, we know she has to have yellow to yellow.
Okay.
So we would guess she would reveal the card if we were correct, and we would get to move up the number of spaces on the card.
Now, because you have other information with Heather's card, so you may want to say, all right, let's try to guess that second person. She only placed 1 cube, so obviously that is not yellow. There's 2 hearts, so it's not hearts. There's 1 club, and there is 1 diamond and 1 pink. So we know that the other thing that she is choosing is either club, diamond, or pink. Okay, but then we have to decide whether she's talking about pink or a diamond. Okay,
yeah, yellow or diamond.
Yeah, yellow or diamond. Sorry.
So yeah.
So then we may choose. All right, you know what? We're going to risk it. We're going to guess, or we can just keep that in the back of our mind for next round to see if she placed, so we can determine what that is. Okay. Now you are not only placing the tile for yourself, but you may be placing a tile trying to figure out what that other person is. So for an example, in this particular case, I don't know if she's diamond to diamond or diamond to pink or whatever the case may be. So when maybe Randy will go place one, he may keep in mind these information so he could place it to where it makes sense, not just for his card, but for ours too, to see if we can trigger it. So he has more information. So basically, eventually the queen will catch up to you and cut off your head, or you can actually escape the queen and win the game. So that's the it. Now, the thing is if you guess wrong, the queen gets to move double movement, okay? If you have her guess correctly, you get to move up, and then the queen moves her normal movement.
Right, which the normal movement is 1 space for the queen, and then as she moves, or actually technically as you move, you're going to catch up with the white rabbit periodically on his journey. And when you reach him, he jumps to the next space, but she gains another petal, so she speeds up. So every petal she stands on is another movement, so she can actually move up to 5 because there's 4 petals to add.
Yeah, and this would take...
Feels very Mario mushroom-ish.
Yeah. Now, the point of the game is it does end with this particular kind is when the map is completely filled with tiles. So that's the ending.
Yeah.
There is another variant that you have to collect keys and something like that.
Yeah, so the other one, you get cards, one's a deck for the queen and a deck for whichever character you're playing. And they gave you like 8 different characters. It's a lot of variety in this. And each time you're going to have a new card flipped every time you reach the white rabbit. So the game will change throughout the gameplay, and their conditions, you have to get 5 keys along the way, and every one plays different on how you collect those keys. So I thought that was really cool. There's a lot of variety in this game.
Yeah. All right. So that being said, overall, I found this, if I'm going to play this kind of deduction game, I would rather just play Clue. I think the tile placement, I don't know. I think maybe if we had the sheets, maybe it would have been a little bit better to try to keep track of things, because honestly, we weren't keeping track of the things that people weren't doing, more of keeping track of the things that people were doing, and I think that made it a little more difficult. So with that, and then I felt like the easy weren't really that easy. They really weren't. I should have just stuck with the hard the whole time.
Well,
Nice.
you went from hard down to easy.
Well, because we were getting close to the end of the game, and I wanted to make sure I could end it, but then I ended up with 2 yellows, and no yellows showed up. So, I mean, and that's the other piece of it is if you, so you're only putting things on the tile that was placed. I don't know. I
had several turns where there was nothing I could put any tiles.
Right, and maybe if we had
Maybe
if we had actually used the scorecards and that actually counted for something,
there are
because
scorecards?
Not scorecards. There's like logic puzzle things that you
Oh.
can
So
use.
the
It's
fact
only
that-
for the medium and hard, though, so it wouldn't have done you any good on the easy because they're only for medium and hard. So,
Okay.
but I mean, the thing is, for me, if I'm playing a co-op game, I think you should lose more than you win. I've always said that. I think it should be difficult. And yeah, we almost won. We already filled almost all.
No, it wasn't the whole winning or losing thing. It's just I was trying to remember everything. It became more of a chore than fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this was bordering chore level, not fun level.
When Randy plays games, he likes games that have a lot of point salad, lots of different ways to earn points. When you play games, you like to do turns that you get to do a lot of things in the turn. So for you had several turns where you didn't get to do anything. So that made it boring for you, I think.
Yeah.
I will say, well, there was no real point salad here. But,
There's no points out at all.
well, I'm just saying that.
But you like social. You
I
also like
logic
deduction.
puzzles.
Yeah, you do
I
like
love
logic.
logic puzzles.
And the thing is I like logic puzzles too. But this is. I found this boring.
Well, I will say though, the queen ganging up, or getting so much more movement than we did, that felt true to the theme and the idea of she kind of nasty. She not only doesn't play by the rules, she makes the rules up as she goes and then doesn't play by the rules. So I felt like that element of it really did fit. I've never heard you say that about co-op games, that we should.
I've always said it about co-op games.
I've just never heard you say it. That's
Yeah,
all.
I generally don't like co-op games. Now, I do like logic puzzles. This reminds me of Cryptid. I liked Cryptid a lot. You haven't got to play Cryptid. But I like that style of game where you've got to try to figure out things and try to deduce. Now, Cryptid is, I don't, if I remember right, not a co-op. It's competitive.
You know what this needs? This needs a trader.
No, you'll never.
I know you don't like trader games, but I think...
I don't like trader games?
You do?
I love
He loves
trader
them.
games.
It's like his favorite.
Okay. I feel like
I
a
know.
trader in here would be kind of funny. You'd be like, wait a minute, we were already confused. Wahaha. I can't see that making sense.
I mean, I would agree with you normally. I don't know if there's enough room in this game for a trader.
I think I figured it out. If this was a tile placement and you got bonuses based on the tiles that you placed going against each other, like you're trying to create formations, I would have been all about this.
Some of the characters have that. To get the keys unlocked, you have to create patterns and
Okay, so we
formations.
just played the two easy
I'm
board
saying
versions.
there's lots of ways to play this game, and I like that. But I personally enjoyed this game, and I enjoy logic puzzles because that's what this basically is.
Okay, but would you have enjoyed it if it had the Fox and the Hound theme instead of the Alice
I
theme?
think so. I don't think I would have enjoyed it as much.
Yeah. Well, I say because here's my.
I'm
yeah.
not saying this is Wonderland's War. Wonderland's War was everything about it was great. I mean, the gameplay was great. The components were great. This is not at the level of Wonderland's War. But don't get me wrong.
Are you saying Wonderland's War?
We just did a
Yes,
review.
we just did
I
a
haven't
review.
seen that review yet.
Yeah. So
It's a good game.
yeah, it's an amazing game, and this one is not that, but I think it is a good light logic puzzle game. I'm not giving this one a 10. I'm not giving this one a 10. This one is probably more of an 8 to me.
You know what? This might be better with also more people.
I think so too.
Oh, yeah.
I could see this being better with more people because more people.
You know who we needed at the table for this game? We needed Sarah Atten.
Yep.
She would have made this make sense.
You know, and here's the thing. I think part of it is when I play logic puzzles, typically I like to play them by myself. Like I like to be able to just sit there and figure it out. So I don't know if this is the game for me.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they would have done the gameplay a little bit different, like I said, the pieces and tiles are fine, but I don't know. I think I would want a little bit of different gameplay to make this relevant to me. Like, if you're trying to complete a pattern, I'm trying to complete a pattern, you're trying to complete a pattern, and then us...
Hey, you went in my space!
Yeah, like, if you're fighting over the tiles, that would have been a blast.
We played the wrong version. We should have played the harder version.
Well, but even then...
Yeah, it's still co-op in this. I mean, none of it changes that.
Well, see, that's just it. Like, I think that would have been way more fun, is us trying to mess each other up and having special abilities to, like, flip things. Like... Oh my gosh!
And we still didn't
so,
a simple one.
I know.
Okay, you guys are trying to change the game. What about this game? What is your scores?
We're just talking about gameplay again. Is that what we're talking about?
Gameplay.
I get lost. What's the standard?
5 is our
Catan.
base Catan level.
Okay, I'm gonna go 6.5. Is that too insulting?
No, it's not. What I would rather play Catan than this.
Oh, wow.
I really would. I really would.
Well, because you get to do more in your turn with Catan. You like to do 4 things all at once and be like, haha, look at it. You do. You're good at it.
I personally don't see that in Catan. I see me sitting around waiting for the die rolls to come up where my numbers are on them and they never come up.
You're doing that wrong.
You have been saying the whole time I've been playing games with you, dice don't like me. Dice.
No, that's
Do you
Robert.
know the universe is listening
Robert.
to you?
You always mix me up with Robert. That's Robert.
Sometimes I call you Robert. That's embarrassing. No, you do that.
I have bad luck in general. Robert's the one who always says dice hate me. That's absolutely Robert.
Okay.
Yeah, but you complain about it a lot too. No, but overall, no. Now, here's the thing, though. I mean, the reality is I would rather play Catan better than this, and it's not because it's not pretty. This gameplay does not fit me. It just doesn't, and that's okay. Like, if it was a straight up logic, if this was a solo game, I might be more into it because I don't know. But then you can't really play this solo. Yeah. Like logic puzzles, I feel like are just more of a solo game.
I think somebody needs to be the queen.
Again, we're changing the game.
Okay, fine.
I think the game played fine, and I liked it. I'm giving it 8. We got quite a variety of scores. You haven't given a score yet at all.
I'll give it. I hate to be mean. I'm going to give it a 5 because I'd rather play Catan. I really would. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's not functional. Like
you just didn't get to do enough. Your brain was not engaged enough.
It's a game for somebody else. It's not for me. That's not fair. Like if I'm taking my personal preference out of it, I would probably give this a 7. It's decent enough. It's just not my cup of tea. So there you go. 7 if you like that. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We had an absolute blast, at least picking on Randy and picking out our horses for the Derby. Please come hang out with us again. Catch you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.